Hi guys, it's your girl Coco Cardi back with a craft video. In today's video we will be making a Dollar Tree high-end end table. So if it's your first time tuning into the channel, hello, my name is Coco Cardi. The word cardi is just an abbreviation of cardiovascular, which means heart. And on this channel I do things that I love, such as crafting and hair, wig reviews and things like that. So if those are some things that interest you, definitely hit that big old red subscribe button down below, and you're in the family just like that. If you're returning, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to like this video if you enjoy this content, because I enjoy bringing it to you. And definitely leave a heart in the comment section if you enjoyed it, and a broken heart if you didn't. Either way, it's alright. With no further ado, let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so for this project you're going to need spray paint, the color of your choice. We're going to use Gorilla Glue, household or wood glue, a glue gun, glue sticks, 4 pizza pans. For this project I'll be using some Bling Wrap, and then for this you will finally need the tower blocks from the Dollar Tree toy section. I actually started making this project on video and everything, ran out of these blocks, you guys. I started the legs and even making my T-shape, everything ran out, y'all. I had to go to my closest Dollar Tree, couldn't find them, so it forced me to go to Walmart, where I found these tower blocks. They kind of look like the Jenga set, but they're much bigger. So we're gonna use this and see how it comes out. I'm not sure. We're gonna maybe use it for the base, maybe even use it for the legs, not sure. Let's get crafty. But first, a disclaimer. This glue, Gorilla Glue, that we're going to be using is not intended for your hair. I do not want you guys coming for me, because you will see hair tutorials on this channel as well. Don't be in my comment section talking about
my hair, it don't move. My hair, it don't move.
Now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and get this started. So for the legs, if you're using the tower blocks from the Dollar Tree, you will need 4 legs, 4 blocks to make 8 legs. Okay, and then for the T-shape, you'll need 8 blocks to make the T-shape. But I want to show you guys the difference in these blocks, just in case you're forced to improvise how I was. Using just 3 of these blocks, it makes the legs a lot longer than using 4 of the tower blocks. So I think I may stick with the 8 legs, because I don't want it to be that tall. And then for my T-shape, where I use the 8 blocks, I'm going to see what this looks like with just 4. Though I feel like using the 8 would give the table more stability, because it would be much wider. It would give it stability. But I wanted to show you the difference, just so you see that the 8 is much wider. I could add some more to the 4 red ones that are there, but I don't want it to be too big. So I think I'm going to just stick with using 4. Alright, so I'm going to stick with the yellow ones. We're going to be using the wood glue for this. You can use the household, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to go with the wood glue. And I'm just going to glue this in place how I have them laying here. Yeah. And I decided to use yellow because I thought it would be easier to paint rather than red. So, yeah, we went with the yellow. Now you're gonna need 3 of these, okay? So let that dry.
Few moments later.
Now that we have 3 of our T-shapes, that's what we're gonna call these, okay? Our T-shapes. You're going to also need your 8 legs and your T-shapes to go ahead and finish this. So once everything's nice and dry and it's all ready to go, we can then move on to the next step, which is our pizza pans. So now I'll go ahead and grab the pizza pans. You're going to need 4, your glue and your hot glue gun. This is where all that comes into place. So I want you to see that we have to remove all the paper and the glue that's stuck on here, and it's just your basic pizza pans from the Dollar Tree. And what we're going to be doing is gluing the bottom of our pans together, which will kind of allow like this little I don't know, groove in the middle where we can add our bling or our rocks or shells, or even LED lights if you choose. I hate that I didn't think about that before, because I think that would have been really dope. So here you just want to go ahead and add a generous amount of, I'm using now the Gorilla household glue to the center of the pan, and then I'm going to seal it with the hot glue just for that immediate hold, so that we can move on to the next part of our project. Now be very careful with using the glue gun because it's hot. I purchased this at Walmart, and I don't know if you guys could see, but it's steam coming from this thing, and this sucker is hot. Be careful, guys. Don't burn yourself. You just want to get the project done. We don't want any injuries along the way. So now take the other part and glue the bottoms together, and go ahead and give that a nice firm press and hold that in place until your glue is cold. Then you know it's nice and firm and in place and stuck. We don't want this table coming apart, you know, if someone moves it, okay? And you need 2 of these. So before going on to the next one, we want to take the glue gun and secure it even more by adding glue to that center groove right there to make sure that the pans are glued together nice and tightly. Don't worry about if it's unattractive in there. We're going to be covering that up with our bling wrap, or rocks or shells, or whatever you think, rope, whatever you think fits your decorative style. And give that a nice firm press. Make sure that the glue again is cold before we move on, and you will be needing 2, okay?
More moments later.
Now we have both of our tabletop and bottom. Everything's nice and secure and dry. We also have our 3 T-shapes that we're going to be gluing our legs to, but first we're going to glue the bottom, and then we're going to be adding the legs to the corners of the T's, okay? That's how it's going to go. So you want to take your hot glue gun and glue that T down to the pizza pan. Just center it as best you can. I just kind of eyeballed it and gave it a nice firm press. Once I know it was secured in place, then I'm ready to move on to putting the legs onto the T. And remember, you guys, I made that name up, so you call it whatever you want. But for me, it's going to be our little T-shape base for the legs. So here, go ahead and add the hot glue and add all 4 legs to the corners of the T. So once we have the 4th leg on there, we're going to go ahead and grab our T-shape, and we're going to add that to the top of these legs, okay? And we want to make sure that when we do apply this, that we line the legs up with the ends of the T. We want to make sure that it's as even as it could possibly be. So take your time with lining the legs up to the very ends of your T-shape. And once that's secure and in place, if you want, you honestly could stop there. You could make this even a small table to put onto a table. If you want to put it on a bar or like your nightstand, you could stop right here and have a very short table. But for me, I want this to be a very tall, well, not very tall, but a tall table. So we're gonna go ahead and add the next set of legs. Now that I've done that, we're going to add our last T to the very top of the table, and then finally the top. But we're gonna flip this over. I think it would make things a lot easier putting it on if we flip it. So now that I added the last T to the top of the legs, we're going to add glue and flip this over to the bottom of our table, okay? You can do whatever works for you, but I think that this is probably the easiest way for me to be sure that the table is centered onto the pizza pan. And go ahead and flip it over and center it as best as possible. And then we're ready for the next step, which is we're going to take this outside to the patio and paint it. Well, prior to that, you guys, I wanted to make sure that I secured this even more. So I took the glue gun and I went around all the wood pieces, making sure that it's secured to the table, being sure that the T is connected to the legs. I just literally wanted to go around each piece, making sure that this will not fall apart on me. After all, it's only hot glue, and we don't want it to fall apart. Now we're gonna be going outside, guys. It's about that time. So you guys should all have face masks. You want to definitely protect your face. And I'm gonna be using Rust-Oleum Metallic Silver spray paint for this. And then what you see is I have like this blanket that I use to do all my crafts on. So you see all the little funky shapes on there because I've painted on this thing 1,000 times. And over in the corner is my barbecue grill and some lawn chairs and a little ball. Don't pay that any mind. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go inside now.
Longer than a few minutes later.
And now that we're done, you're gonna go ahead and add your bling wrap, rocks, lights, whatever you choose to put to finish off your table. We're gonna go ahead and add this to finish this off.
Eventually.
And now we have our finished result. So I actually added one stream of the bling wrap down each leg. I covered each T-shape, and then of course around the outside of the table I added a mirror that I had here from a previous project, and then a plant and a little candle, just to show you guys what the table could look like all complete. And then also I wanted you guys to see what this looks like with rocks, and I painted this one black, and I just used this for a vase that I purchased from Walmart, and the flowers also from the Dollar Tree. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.